Welcome back to a brand new, hot off the press London weekend show. We went to a gig by the Sex Pistols just off Leicester Square to see what a punk rock evening was like. I asked the Sex Pistols why they thought pub rock had failed to catch on.
Most of their music was just based around old standards, like Bees Make Honey and bands like that. They just played everybody else's songs that everybody been playing for like 15 years. There's a couple of bands like The Kilburns, really good.
They were all mostly country and western and rhythm and blues. And what the hell good juice is that, man?
What was needed was a style of music that was as easy to play as pub rock, but rejected the past and had a new identity of its own. What musicians do you rate? I mean, who do you think is a good singer?
I don't. I don't have any heroes. They're all useless. Well, there's no bands around, is there? None. None that are accessible.
Well, before you...
Unless you pay a fiver to see them, and then you can't see them.
And what sort of people came to see you in the beginning?
Well, no one knew us at the beginning.
It was just whoever was there when we turned up. Because we used to turn up with our equipment and just like crash in and do the gigs. Nobody knew we was playing until we got there. We didn't even know, actually.
Well, you reckon that was the only way to get a gig, was just to turn up first? And...
Yeah, that's how we can get gigs.
Fucking pushing.
Still
can't get them. No, I'm sure.
How comes
Come on, Johnny. No.
What, when you stood up and started singing like, the first time, what happened? I mean...
Oh, John, go on. It was wonderful.
No, come on.
People loved me. They threw flowers.
Well, look, I saw you the 6th time, and people were quite shell-shocked.
Well, then you know yourself, don't you?
But what sort of people come to see you?
At home, though, Johnny.
I don't know, just bored people. Bored out their brains with hippies.
What's this thing you got against hippies?
They're complacent.
You were just attacking Top of the Pops and the sort of bands that are on there. What, do you think they're relevant to the kids 16, 17?
Of course they're not. Relevant to their mums and dads, but that's about all.
What about bands like Rod Stewart?
What about him?
Mums and dads, yeah.
He's all round, isn't he? All round entertainment.
He's an old
It got boring in some parts, but it picked up.
And who was backing you up?
Sid Vicious on drums, Steve Spunker on bass, Marco on guitar, and me just doing the vocals.
We'll be back with the words of the musicians and their audiences, and most important, more of the music itself after a break. it's not surprising that bands like the Sex Pistols, who play in clubs that anyone can afford to go to, are becoming more and more popular. Here in London, apart from the Pistols, there are about a dozen or so imitators. Bands like The Damned, The Vibrators and Clash, who've been playing for about 6 months. The Sex Pistols say they hate hippies, everything they stand for, and the hippies are what went wrong with music. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's right. I think that's where the complexities came in, you know? And people thought, oh, we better buy a Moog synthesizer or we'll get caught out, you know?
If they weren't on the dole, would they be your fans?
Well, I mean, if there was jobs, then they wouldn't be on the dole. And maybe we'd be singing about love and kissing or something.
So the new groups claim they're singing about the situations that they and their fans find themselves in. Well, are they? The Sex Pistols' first single is aggressively called Anarchy in the UK. But what do they mean by anarchy? What do you mean? Do you mean you actually want to destroy them, or you want to
wipe them out?
He wants their autograph.
Complacent, apathetic old walk up and down and do nothing and complain about everything and watch Top of the Pops and send their boring little letters into Melody Maker week after week. That's what I want to get rid of.
How do you want to get rid of it, though?
Push them out.
Destroy them, really.
Destroy them one way or another.
Just replace them.
Not violent. Get rid of them.
But don't you get off on causing fights?
Where you heard that from?
Oh, gosh, it's really
rubbish. No, we're nice.
It's not violence, it's just excitement causes it most of the time, you know. When we're playing, people get excited and worked up.
That's because people aren't even used to people standing up and jumping around. They just want them to sit down all the time. And as soon as anything other than that happens, they get really kind of
It's
shocked.
considered violent.
Yeah, it's cool. If someone stands up there and goes, yeah, it's... They go,
look, he's starting. Go on, get him out.
The usual.
The tales of violence at punk rock gigs may have been exaggerated, but they were undoubtedly based on fact. And they've led to a situation where some fans expect and even demand trouble. Ron Watts, who first introduced punk rock to London, now supports a ban on it. I asked him if he wasn't going to lose out by banning such a booming fashion.
Yeah, that's true. But the club has a long-standing reputation, and there is a lunatic fringe that follows them that, you know, that are liable to be violent, and we can't have those people.
But when the hysteria that always surrounds a new fashion, be it clothes or music, dies down, what's left? Is Johnny Rotten the new David Bowie, or will all his tough lyrics and aggression just look dated next year? Right now, the punk musicians can make out that they're just the same as their fans, because most of them still are, and they can sing about getting rid of the establishment because they're not part of it. But what happens if they do make it and get big and successful? What would success do to Johnny Rotten?
I mean, the day Johnny Rotten goes back on the words he writes in his songs is the day he dies, and I know that for a fact. So it's a ridiculous question to ask. You know, they're just very, very committed. They're in this band because they're committed. They formed it. It's the reason they're the whole founders of the new scene in music, because they thought, we're bored with what's happening, we're going to do something. That's why they are the best band in it, because they're the originators.
Don't accept the old order. Get rid of it.
What do you think about bands like the Stones?
I don't. I don't even consider them a band. They're more like a business.
What a business.
Yeah, but surely by making a record, you're on the way to becoming part of the system.
No. Not if you don't let yourself.
But supposing your record's a success.
Yeah.
I mean, which there are big chance it will be.
Oh,
and
yeah,
everyone.
Supposing you make a lot of money, how are you going to be different from the Stones?
I don't need a Rolls Royce. I don't need a house in the country. I don't need to live in the south of France. I'm happy as I am, and I'm going to carry on.
Finsbury Park with these bands.
Don't live in Finsbury Park.
No fun.